You're watching Euronews now. I'm Tukumbo Silako with your top stories. The European Commission has officially backed Ukraine's bid to join the EU, but its candidate status comes with a long list of conditions. The UK government has ordered the extradition of the WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange to the United States, where he faces spying charges. And after a US federal judge says Donald Trump presented a clear and present danger to democracy over his attempt to overturn the US 2020 election, we'll examine the evidence at the latest congressional committee hearing.
The leaders of France, Germany, Italy and Romania have backed Ukraine's efforts to join the European Union during talks with the country's president in Kyiv. Brussels will be giving its opinion on Kyiv's membership to the bloc later today, which it is expected to recommend. But French President Emmanuel Macron stressed that the path to EU membership will take time.
This signal must be sent now. Yes, we're ready to recognize Ukraine as a candidate country, but we told them all together with the same frankness this process will take time. There will be conditions, there will be a roadmap.
German Chancellor Olaf Scholz pointed to the importance of preventing the war from escalating and potentially causing a clash between NATO and Russia.
I'm doing what I've sworn to do as German Chancellor, and in this case, this means specifically supporting Ukraine so it can defend its integrity and sovereignty. That is what we want to bring forward together, and at the same time, it's always about preventing an escalation of the war, so that it won't result in fighting between NATO and Russia. And we can all agree on that.
The trip to Kyiv has been seen as a move to stave off criticism, as the French, Italian and German leaders have all been accused of not taking a strong enough stance in their support of Ukraine's fight against Russia. Later today, the EU Commission is also set to decide the fates of Moldova and Georgia in their efforts to join the bloc.
The Kremlin has surely watched this visit extremely closely, and there were some comments from Moscow that made me think that to see all of those leaders in Kyiv, to see this overwhelming support to Ukraine was extremely annoying to Moscow. So the deputy head of Russia's Security Council, Dmitry Medvedev, actually mocked this visit in his Twitter account. He described the leaders not by their names, but as, and I quote, European fans of frogs, liverwurst and spaghetti who promised Ukraine EU membership and old howitzers. He said that this visit was with zero use and warned that the clock was ticking. And earlier, Medvedev wrote in his telegram that in the nearest future Ukraine may disappear from the world map. And there was another signal, let's say, coming from Moscow today. The gas supplies were lowered down via Nord Stream pipeline. They were reduced by Russia. Gazprom says that the official reason is some problems with equipment deliveries from Canada. And the Russian ambassador to the EU said that if those problems are not solved, Russia could suspend definitely gas supplies via this pipeline. But some analysts indeed think that this is a clear message.
At least 3 civilians were killed and 7 wounded in a Russian airstrike on Lysychansk. This is the report of the governor of the Luhansk region, who adds that the bombs fell on a building where many people had sought refuge, while others were trying to be evacuated. Lysychansk is the twin city of Severodonetsk, where a key battle for the future of Donbass is being fought.
In the Severodonetsk region, Russian occupiers continue firing against the units of our troops from all of their available weapons in the areas of the settlements of Bilohorivka, Lysychansk and Severodonetsk. The enemy does not attempt to establish full control over the city. It continues the assault. The fighting continues.
A combat costing lives and with no signs of ending in the short term. In its daily war report, the Russian Defense Ministry claims the Russian army has eliminated over 280 Ukrainian servicemen in the Donetsk Ukrainian authorities speak of heavy casualties on both sides. In addition to human losses, Russia claims to have destroyed 2 Ukrainian command posts, 2 multiple rocket launching systems, 1 Su-25 aircraft, 6 tanks and 3 ammunition depots. In Slavyansk, in the neighboring Donetsk region, soldiers are keeping a close eye on what is happening in Luhansk. Full control of Severodonetsk could give the Russians access to the rest of the area and link up with the troops they already have in the south.
Between February and the end of April, Mariupol was likely the deadliest place in Ukraine. That's how UN Human Rights Chief Michelle Bachelet described the devastated strategic port city, now held by Moscow. Bachelet has been giving an update to the UN Human Rights Council.
To date, OHCHR has verified 1,348 individual civilian deaths directly in hostilities in Mariupol, including 70 children. These deaths were caused by airstrikes, tank and artillery shelling, and small arms and light weapons during street fighting. The actual death toll of hostilities on civilians is likely thousands higher.
UN monitors who were unable to access Mariupol due to the security situation gathered information from people who had left the city and from satellite imagery.
Many were killed by shelling, while others burned or were suffocated in fires which could not be extinguished due to a lack of available fire services. Due to a shortage of drinking water, people took long, dangerous trips to wells or open reservoirs to procure such water as could be found. Others were forced to melt snow or to drink water extracted from cars or other equipment.
After 3 months, Russia took control of Mariupol. Bachelet says conditions in the city are dire. She says residents have limited access to medical care and other basic services, and that people cannot leave and return freely. She also warned that the horrors inflicted on the civilian population will leave their indelible mark on generations to come.
Let's give you some more details on one of our top stories now. The British government has ordered the extradition of WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange to the United States, where he's facing spying charges. The Home Secretary, Priti Patel, signed the extradition order earlier. Her department said it follows a British court ruling in April that Assange could be sent to the United States. The Home Office said in a statement that the UK courts have not found that it would be oppressive, unjust or an abusive process to extradite Assange. He is now likely to appeal. We'll bring you more on this story as we get it.
The head of Russian energy giant Gazprom has declared it will play by its own rules after cutting daily gas supplies to Germany. Alexei Miller was talking during a panel discussion at the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum.
Наш товар, наши правила.
Our product, our rules.
В игры
We don't play by rules we didn't make.
придумали не мы.
He also made it clear he blamed the current energy crisis on the West and Europe in particular. We are witnesses to shocks to gas prices. We are witnesses to super high volatility on the raw materials markets and very high inflation. But all this did not begin yesterday, nor today. And here we must say a very big thank you to foreign regulators, especially European regulators. Earlier this week, Gazprom slashed its natural gas deliveries via the Nord Stream pipeline, adding to the pressure on Germany and others to find replacement sources. Gazprom claims it was due to delayed repair work, but European leaders say it was political. The EU recently agreed a 6th package of sanctions against Russia following its invasion of Ukraine, including a ban on the import of most Russian oil by the end of the year. Germany has also suspended the certification of the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, which would have doubled its Russian gas deliveries.